This is the original Nintendo Switch, a console I have been revisiting in 2025, and it only costs $200. It might be the smartest gaming purchase you have made this year. Picture this. You walk into a store or scroll online, and for the price of a couple of fancy dinners, you snag a device that launched an entire era of hybrid gaming. No inflated reseller prices, just pure value. That $200 tag gets you the full Switch experience. Portable play, dock TV mode, Joy-Cons that detach for multiplayer fun, and access to a library of thousands of games. This feels like a steal, especially now with the Switch 2 out and dominating headlines. The original model has dropped in price faster than expected, making it accessible for anyone dipping their toes into Nintendo's ecosystem without breaking the bank. Let us dive right into why this matters in 2025. The original Switch, released back in 2017, packs a Tegra X1 processor from NVIDIA with 3 GB of RAM in the base model. Performance-wise, it holds up remarkably well for its age. Sure, it is not pushing 4K graphics or ray tracing, but titles optimized for it run smoothly. Think about The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. It looks stunning on that small screen, with vibrant worlds that pull you in without needing ultra-high specs. Or Super Mario Odyssey, where the controls feel precise and the levels burst with creativity. Even more demanding ports like The Witcher 3 or Overwatch chug along at 30 frames per second, delivering playable experiences that prioritize fun over fidelity. In 2025, with developers still supporting the platform, you get updates and new releases trickling in, like remasters or indie darlings that shine on modest hardware. Now, contrast that with the Switch 2, which launched earlier this year amid massive hype. It boasts an upgraded NVIDIA chip with 8 GB of RAM and faster storage options. Docked, it can hit 4K output with better frame rates, and it introduces features like backward compatibility for all original Switch games, plus enhanced Joy-Cons with Hall effect sticks to prevent drift. Priced at around $400 for the base model, it is positioned as the future of Nintendo gaming, promising smoother performance and more immersive experiences. But here is the kicker, and this is where the original Switch's value skyrockets. The Switch 2's exclusive games are surprisingly sparse so far. Nintendo has been cautious, focusing on cross-gen releases to avoid alienating the massive install base of over 130 million original Switches. Out of the gate, the Switch 2 launched with a handful of first-party exclusives, like a new Mario Party or a remastered Metroid Prime, but the bulk of its exclusives are actually third-party titles. Think ports of games like Call of Duty or Assassin's Creed that were held back from the original due to hardware limits. Developers like Ubisoft and Activision are pushing these, but they are not true Nintendo magic. They are multi-platform experiences tweaked for the new console. For instance, take Grand Theft Auto 6. It is rumored to hit Switch 2 as a timed exclusive for handhelds, but it is fundamentally a third-party blockbuster designed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, or Elden Ring's sequel, which might get a Switch 2 version with scaled-down graphics. These are not the innovative, Nintendo-exclusive adventures that define the original Switch, like Animal Crossing, New Horizons, or Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, those games were built from the ground up for the hardware, emphasizing creativity over raw power. On the Switch 2, you're often getting compromised versions of AAA titles that shine brighter on more powerful systems. And honestly, I do not love the idea of playing those massive open-world epics on a device with relatively modest performance and a screen that, while bigger than the original, still feels cramped for intricate details. Do not get me wrong, the Switch 2's performance is a step up with games running at 60 frames per second in many cases and reduced load times. But for AAA games, it often means dialing back resolutions to 720 pixels in handheld mode to maintain stability, or dealing with pop-in and lower texture quality. I think shoving a game like Cyberpunk 2077 onto an 8-inch screen with mid-tier specs just feels off. The aliasing, the occasional stutter, it pulls you out of the immersion. Why cram a photorealistic dystopia into a portable when you could play it on a full console or PC with all the bells and whistles? The original Switch knows its lane, lightweight, joyful gaming that does not pretend to be something it is not. That is the beauty of the $200 original Switch in 2025. It excels at what it was designed for. The massive back catalog is yours immediately, with no need to. Accessories are dirt cheap now too. Compare that to the Switch 2's ecosystem, where everything costs a premium to match the new tech. Sure, there are downsides to going original, no 4K docking without hacks, and some newer games might skip it entirely as support winds down. But at $200, these are forgivable. It is not about chasing the latest specs, it is about value and accessibility. The original Switch reminds us that gaming does not need to cost an arm and a leg to be enjoyable. Let us talk longevity. Nintendo has committed to supporting the original through at least 2026, with online services intact and occasional patches. That means your $200 investment keeps paying off. If you crave those third-party AAA ports, the Switch 2 might tempt you. But ask yourself, do you really want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 on a small screen with compromised visuals? The 8-inch display, while sharp, cannot capture the epic scale like a big TV or monitor. Nintendo's strength has always been in polished, bite-sized experiences, not bloated blockbusters. The original Switch nails that, and at $200, it is a no-brainer for anyone prioritizing fun over flash. Ultimately, in 2025, the original Nintendo Switch at $200 is absolutely worth buying if you value affordability, a proven library, and gaming that fits your life without overcomplicating it. It is not outdated. It is timeless. Skip the hype of the Switch 2's sparse exclusives and third-party compromises. I am Hayden Young, and if you like this breakdown, hit that sub button for more tech videos. Would you pick up an original Switch today? Drop a comment below, and I will see you in the next time.